Hi everyone, and welcome to Enjoy English with Mrs. A. I'm Mrs. A, and today we're here to have a look at some top tips for your preliminary English exam, also known as Cambridge PET, the equivalent of a level B1. An important thing that you should take into consideration is the fact that all Cambridge exams are done in groups of 2 or 3 students. If you have been preparing this exam, it's encouraged to do so from the very beginning with a partner to practice the speaking part and dialogue. Now, you will have between 12 and 17 minutes for your speaking exam, which is divided in 4 parts. Part number 1 is called an interview, and this is the part where you will walk in with your partner and you will each have to answer some questions about yourselves. The questions in part 1, the interview: how do you like to spend your free time? Why are you studying English? How do you like to spend your weekends? How do you like to spend your holidays? What do you like doing with your friends and family? All these are general questions about yourselves that you will have to answer. The normal thing is for the examiner to ask 1 or 2 questions to each candidate. Part 2 of the Cambridge preliminary is the long turn. Now this is called long turn because you will have to speak about a picture for 1 minute. This picture can show you just about anything. You can see somebody playing a team sport, or you can see, teenagers in class. This is when you have around 1 minute to speak about the picture in front of you, giving as many details as possible. It's very, very important for part 2 to integrate linking words like however, nevertheless, although, moreover, smart adjectives, and specific vocabulary about the topics. If you have a picture showing a man who is practicing hiking, you will have to give details like what type of sport is hiking? When can you practice it? What do you need to practice hiking? So by the end of your minute, you have to make sure you included all the details about the picture. Part 3 is a dialogue with your partner. And this part is usually where you have 1 or more options for you to discuss or choose from, and you have to reach a conclusion in no more than 3 or 4 minutes. Normally, the topic of your conversation is going to be the same. For example, let's say transportation, right? And you can have a bike, a train, a scooter, or a plane, and you will have to talk about these means of transportation and choose the one that is more sustainable, or to choose the one that you could stop using. Or maybe they can ask you to choose a birthday present for your sister or your brother, and you will have several options. Now, what you have to do here is talk to the partner and reach a conclusion. It's very important to reach that conclusion in under 3 or 4 minutes, okay? The conversation part, the dialogue with your partner, needs to be like table tennis. This is one of the reasons why many students fail, because instead of having a dialogue, they have 2 short monologues, and we need to avoid that as much as possible. The whole purpose of a dialogue is for you two to communicate. There is a formula for a successful dialogue. Think about it like this. You can say 1 or 2 sentences, then ask your partner a question, pass the ball. Then your partner can say 1 or 2 sentences and ask you a question in return. The idea here is to talk about all the pictures or all your possibilities, but choose 1 or 2 or as many as they ask you to reach that conclusion. Part 4, which is a general conversation, is when, again, you will each be asked a question. The questions can be about any Cambridge topic. And let me remind you, all the Cambridge topics for every Cambridge exam are the same. This means internet and technology, family and relationships, the environment, food, holiday destinations, leisure activities. You have plenty of topics to choose from. So over here, they will ask you another question. This is more or less an individual thing, but pay attention because when the examiner asks your partner a question, they will ask you something about their answers or about their topic. So be very careful and pay attention to what your partner is saying because the cross questions are really popular. I told you this before, the recipe to a successful conversation is, first of all, the proper use of linking words. That doesn't mean you have to use everything, but you have a lot of options. When students normally want to add something, they use and. When look how many options you have. Besides, moreover, in addition, what is more. If students want to contrast something, they would use but. When again, look how many options you have. However, although, in spite of, on the contrary, on one hand and on the other hand, in contrast, the idea here is to show that you dominate more vocabulary than is expected. To express your opinion, in my opinion, it's very popular, but it's almost too popular. So there are options. I would say that, I believe that. Have a look over here. Feel free to pause the video and write these expressions down because they're going to be useful not only for your writing part, but also for your speaking part. If you want to show emphasis, there are many ways you can do so. Have a look over here as well. And of course, last but never least, the conclusion. All in all, to sum up, in conclusion, everything is here. All these are called linking words, and we use linking words to show that we can play with a lot of options and a lot of vocabulary, and we can use more than one word to say the same thing. Next on our list are the smart adjectives. And when I say smart adjectives, it's not that the other adjectives are dumb, but usually B1, even B2 students hold on to 5 adjectives they're comfortable with and only use those, which are usually big, small, nice, pretty, beautiful, and so on. There are so many ways to say beautiful. Have a look. So many ways to say good or nice. Some different ways to say bad. Please, again, feel free to stop the video or pause the video and write all this vocabulary down because it's really useful. If you want to use another word for big, there you have it, and also small. Using smart adjectives instead of the adjectives you are comfortable with is a huge plus. Notice that I didn't say big, I said huge. The third important part, specific vocabulary. We spoke about the topics. If you are speaking about housework or doing the chores, you must integrate specific vocabulary like doing the dishes or doing the laundry or dusting the furniture. We are going to have another vocabulary lesson for everything. This is just a little incentive. So remember, for speaking and for writing, in every Cambridge exam, linking words, smart adjectives, and specific vocabulary according to your topic. And also remember that this video is sponsored by enjoyenglish.es, the academy that sends the teacher wherever you are, at home, at work. So make sure to check out www.enjoyenglish.es for regular classes, but also online classes. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you shortly with another video. Bye!